Hey, it's the Matt Miller Show. Matt, how you doing?
Good.
Not here, the bassist.
Tell us who you got tonight on the show. Who do you have on the show tonight?
Who do you have here
Tonight we
today?
have Rachel Rosen,
Hey!
Rob Fusco,
Robert Fusco.
and Jay Bitts.
Hey!
You are?
That's it. I'm Matt. This is my show.
You're not doing too well on your own show.
I suck.
You have no idea what
Have you
you're
noticed how much they hype up like talk shows and stuff? Like the first show will be like, hey, it's Jimbo. And then like no comedy, no nothing.
Actually, the
doing.
first
Kind of like
first-
your first show, right?
the first Conan O'Brien was pretty fucking funny.
Really?
There's like him like walking through the corridors of like whatever it was like CBS or NBC or something, and like he runs into like I don't know like some anchor, and like he goes, "Hey, good luck tonight." And Conan's like, "Yeah, thanks a lot." And he's like, "Oh, and by the way, you better be as good as Dave." And like there's this whole shtick, and then they see him like crush up some crackers and blow them out of his hand all threateningly. It was pretty fucking funny. And that's my story.
That was great. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Like, well, I guess right now the biggest change for the band is
It's Rachel. Now, why
is Rachel.
Rachel's hair is getting longer.
Because I'm not loading the van right now. I'm allowed
You
to
might notice the
participate.
difference from the last interview. Rachel's actually here in the band with us.
I was allowed
True,
to
very
participate
true.
instead of being forced to work slave labor.
Can we tell her to come do the interview? And just,
Yeah, she was bitching.
imagine that.
Yo, where's
Rachel Rosen.
All right.
All right, seriously.
Come on now, guys.
Come on.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Now
Wait.
Now the
film this right here. True friendship. Jokingly asked him to make me a sandwich, and my bro comes through. That's why you get to see on the comfy couch.
Hey, it's Tim.
Hey.
Special
How you
guest.
doing today?
I'm just that guy that sits on the couch and doesn't say
He's
anything.
Andy Richter. He's like the sidekick.
I just go.
Okay.
All right, now
Okay.
the late night TV show is over, and now it's the late news, and it's serious.
Justin, come
anchor-
on! This is Rob. He's our new singer. He wasn't here before.
Yes.
That's a
Great.
big change.
Okay. And how did that
We're a
happen?
little changed depending on.
And why I heard like Tom went back to work or something.
Yeah,
something?
it was pretty. It was a mutual decision.
Okay.
But yeah, he went back to work, and you know,
Okay.
someone left him on my doorstep in like a cradle, like a little thing with a note
Okay.
that said, you know, whatever.
You spray with water and becomes a new
Just
singer.
don't feed after midnight.
Were you guys friends before? Or you had like audition like Robin or
We
something?
used to-
It just kept running fan mail then.
Yeah, he was like, you know, you're gonna kick him out, get me, you know. No, we just knew each other from
Okay.
Indecision played One King Down a lot,
Okay.
and we just knew each other from the rock circuit.
Okay.
See him backstage, it's like
We used to, you know, we'd rock backstage and we just look at each other like, someday, man.
Okay. Okay. But it seems like the band has like this ongoing thing of changing singers and
Yeah, it's a
so,
Van
so,
Halen kind
yeah.
of type thing.
So is the band gonna stay intact as Most Precious Blood, or you can change like band names or
Nah.
Rachel sometimes? So no.
Nah.
Okay.
no.
No, there's only one bad thread in this whole singing change.
What's that?
Well, well, look at the common
went there.
thing.
She went there.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Rob, just maybe give a little time recap. Like, what happened after like One King Down to like
Timeline.
now? Timeline. Like,
Now you put graphics
Would
up
you
on
please
the
take him and then you?
let's
Alright, give the timeline.
let's draw a
What
chart
the
or
fuck
something.
you want?
I don't know.
What did you do
What'd you
after
do
One
after?
King Down broke up?
Alright, One King Down disbanded actually the day of Hellfest 2000.
No big words.
Right, don't say Hellfest, say the musical fest.
Help us.
Alright, Hellfest.
Alright, take
2000.
two. Hellfest 2001, One King Down broke up officially, and I didn't do shit for
Okay.
a long time. I mean, I'm living in Boston. That's where I live, and I was working there, trying to find musicians
Okay.
to work with.
So you're still in like the the hardcore like the music.
The rock circuit.
The rock
I spoke
scene.
I'm
about.
still in the rock circuit.
Okay.
I'm still
Okay.
very much involved.
Okay.
But it's in Boston, especially. It's extremely difficult to find like talented people who are available to do stuff.
Okay.
You know, like initially I wanted to do something like really like sludgy, like just filthy, heavy music.
Mhm.
And I think about a year and a half, maybe a little bit more, went by, and I was just about to give up. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not gonna find anybody.
Okay.
And Boston's my home. That's where I live, and I didn't have any plans of moving out of there to find
Right.
just for to move to a place where there's more musicians.
I see. Okay.
So he gets in touch with me, says, "Hey, would you mind coming down and
Check on the band
sucking
and
us
stuff.
all off?" And, I was like, "All right, I'll be right down. Is there anything else you need, sir?" And yeah, this was what, like a few months ago now.
Yeah.
So like it was pretty sudden
Okay.
because they're
That's how we work suddenly.
yeah instantaneously. Yeah, I guess the
Instant death squad.
Tom leaving the band was pretty sudden, I guess, and it was news to me.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, whatever. I thought about it for a long time whether or not
Mhm.
to do it, and I said, the hell with it. I mean, I've been wanting to do music,
I see.
again
Like as a vocalist or like just in basically music in general.
as a vocalist.
Okay.
I really wanted to get back into it.
Okay. Do
Uh,
you have any problems like singing Tom's like lyrics, or is you're
well, no, because they're not Tom's.
Oh.
See, I don't know. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big. It goes back to what you asked before about changing the name.
Right.
Just like when we parted ways with Tom,
Mm-hmm.
and I never felt a need to change a name or any of that stuff because the majority of the lyrics are written by me. I thought of the name of the band, yada yada yada.
Okay.
So Most Precious Blood's kind of like the same thing. So we didn't feel the need to really make any drastic changes because we didn't really have to.
Okay.
No disrespect to him. He just
Right.
didn't really write that many songs.
Right,
so
Okay.
we can continue playing all the songs we
Right.
have been and take it from there.
Okay. And like with the new songs, like is like the musical style's gonna change, or maybe like the lyrics now? Like, are you gonna write more of the lyrics?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of taking over that aspect of the songwriting process.
Okay.
We'll give this dude a break, and like I'm psyched if he has ideas already for the songs that the band writes, and of course, I mean the only people on earth that I care about, liking what I write and my vocal arrangement are these people, So we'll just take it from there. We'll see what happens.
Like back in Winking Down, your lyrics were like some like more like animal rights and straight edge. You think you talk more about that, or you sort of change views a little bit now?
Well, it's not that my views have changed
Okay.
per se, but I think I write less politically now and more. I'm not exactly how to put it without sounding pretentious. Just I write more from the heart, less from the head
Okay.
nowadays, and try to be a little bit more creative with like lyric writing and vocal work as an art form instead of just like a forum to get across political views or what have you.
Right.
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just looking forward to sinking my teeth into these new songs.
Cool. Should be good. Rachel, I have a question for you. What's going on with the Wage of Sin? Like any new, updates or coming up?
We have like a bunch of new songs, so we're gonna try and record again, either possibly in late April, early May, and if not then in the summer sometime.
For a full length or EP?
Yeah, another full length.
Full length?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
And I don't know if we're ever gonna come to Canada or not, because Most Precious Blood keeps me pretty busy. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll make it someday.
Okay.
But the band's still going well.
Good. Yeah. And since you've been like in the scene for a long time, like how do you see like women like evolving with the hardcore scene, or like, with the underground rock scene or punk scene in general? Do you think it's growing bigger or?
There's so many bands now that have girl singers and stuff.
Yeah.
And, there's just a lot more girls involved now than there were when like I first started playing in bands and stuff. So it's really cool to see that.
Okay. Cool.
Want me to read it?
It's my
Yeah, spotlight.
What the heck?
Want to mark off whatever.
Since like you basically all you guys have been like the hardcore scene for such a long time, like do you see like what do you think of like the evolvement of back in the late '90s, had like some metal influence, like Earth Crisis, then became sort of different with like Hatebreed type of chugga stuff, and now it's going to more sort of so-called old school, but really it's just this new type of style, like how do you see like music changing in general?
I don't notice much difference in music as far as difference in like the venues and where it takes place.
Okay.
like me and Matt were just talking the other day about, you know, how we were talking about a band 108. You know, how they were like this huge band for a while, making a lot of money, doing really well. You know, real popular, whatever. And their tours were pretty much 95% VFW halls and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And now I can't even remember the last time we played at VFW hall, just because hardcore has become this, you know, because of bands like Hatebreed and stuff like that that have brought it to this different level. Now it's like, you know, the venue that it takes place in is usually clubs and stuff. I mean, there's still a whole underground scene that bands that don't want to play the clubs, you know, or just aren't asked to play the clubs, so they don't, whatever. But as far as that, I mean, that's the only thing. Now I think the styles, there's a lot of bands doing, like, you know, a Madball type thing, you know, and
it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's good. It's good style.
It's cool, but you know,
a lot of bands are doing mix and match type stuff nowadays too. You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, and sometimes it's a fucking abortion. It's ridiculous.
Like, how do you guys like think of like differently playing? You know, like these small little basements, and now like the big clubs like this. You know, do you think you see a difference in the crowds, or you know,
it's just a different,
or maybe like even you change as a person? You know, like I don't know, maybe obviously you're not gonna admit it, but, you know, maybe you feel more, you know, kind of, you know, not arrogant, but, you know, sort of like, yeah, you know, I finally made it, or do you feel, you know, or at least some kind of satisfaction? You know, it's like maybe when you started off, maybe you weren't planning on making money, and probably now you aren't as well, but do you feel some kind of, you know, goal you might have accomplished?
Well, I mean, it's cool. I mean, this is the first time out of the almost 10 years, or whatever, that we've been doing this band thing, that we're actually, you know, like, we can pay our rent and stuff with the band, which is awesome, you know. But, like, we kind of see shows like this, well, you know, tonight in a bigger club. It's kind of like you have to, you know, you really have to go up there and impress people. Like, not put on a show as, like, acting per se. We just kind of have to do it on a different level than if we were playing like a garage, you know. But it's still the same, like, release. It's just different, you know. People that come to a show, people that pay $15 to come to a show are just a different mentality coming through the door. So it's just a different approach to it.
$15 US.
Yeah, I think half the trick lies in altering your approach, altering the presentation of the show.
Okay.
You know, like a crowd like this, or a crowd like the type of people that Hatebreed draws now, or like, you know, like a Slayer type crowd. It's like Hatebreed shows are like Slayer shows now. You know, you know, dudes eat up, like, put your hands in the air, and, you know, and everyone's like, yeah, rock power, or whatever.
You can't really do that.
And that, you know, a basement show, you would never do that.
Yeah.
Just because kids don't want that.
It's more down to earth too, you know, basement shows. And
oh yeah, I love it. I mean, you know, we miss playing. Like, you know, we just kind of, at this point now, like, we have a say with where we play, but, you know, our booking agent, you know, books our tours and whatnot. So if we're on a tour with, you know, a band like Biohazard that dictates playing these bigger clubs, then that's what, you know, that's what we do, and we like it. It's not like we do it, you know, like against our will.
Right.
But, you know, it's just the way a lot of bands now that are doing it full time, you kind of have to operate like on this level. You know what I mean? Like, even a band like Avail, that's always, you know, they've been doing it forever. They got to, you know, clubs are just, because hardcore and, you know, this kind of music has gotten so big. Now these, I mean, I'm sure this club, you know, a couple years ago would never even touch a fucking hardcore show, but since it's become so big now, it's just a natural thing that, you know, now the clubs are like, now you play a club when you go on tour instead of the VFW hall, because it used to be you had to play a VFW hall because there was nowhere else to do the show. The club wouldn't do it, or you know.
I think over in general, like, music is getting more, you know, like harder music is getting more accepted. You know, it's like, you know, you're hearing more like these rock bands on, like, we have punk rock bands on the radio now. It's like people are starting to, you know, say, you know, criticize and say, you know, this sucks. You know, they're starting to accept it more.
Yeah.
But with the new stuff, what was I saying?
Well, just to touch on that really briefly, like, for a long time, like, kids in the hardcore scene were, like, really territorial. You know, they saw, and I mean, some of them still do see hardcore as something that's, like, you know, it's like sacred, and you know, it's something that we own, that can't be, you know, mass produced and sold in the mall. And, you know, these people are kind of seeing that, you know, going completely the opposite way, like how they, you know.
Well, I think it's good. I think it's good and bad. I mean, sometimes people might think, you know, they might feel very, like as you say, territorial, but then they might get, you know, overprotected. They might say, you know, well, how come that guy's coming to these shows now? He's not supposed to because he's not true hardcore. He's all bullshit. You know?
I mean,
everyone's got to get into it somehow.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right. I mean, not everyone was born with a, you know, an outspoken shirt on or whatever.
Right,
you know?
right.
I mean, you just watch and learn and do your thing. As long as you.
We having a contest? You go, Justin.
As long as people come in, you know, humbly.
True.
You know, understanding that they don't know everything, then they'll be fine.
Right.
Right.
It's always going to be like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
A band gets big that you liked, you know, when their demo was out. You're always going to feel this attachment to, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
no, that's true.
It's like a place like Hot Topic. It's like, for us, like on the East Coast and stuff, it's such a joke because it's so funny that you could like go in there in a 3-piece suit and walk out like you just, you know, 1977 in Manchester.
Okay.
You know, but so it's kind of weird. But there, and then you go to like the middle of fucking nowhere in, you know, in the States or whatever, and that's the only place you have to like get anything from that whole world. So it's like good and bad, you know, like it's a lot of people play dress up with it, and then some people, you know, like I was 11 years old too, walking through a mall, and I picked up a Sickle tape, you know. So they didn't have Hot Topic then, but maybe I, instead of going to Tape World or wherever the hell I went, I would have went to Hot Topic, you know. So there's not everyone is a poser, you know what I mean? Like not everyone, you know, plays dress up. Eventually some of them are gonna mature into people that actually, you know, care about the music, and 10 years from now we'll still be going to shows. Yeah. A lot of them won't, but I mean, you gotta, you know.
Are there any towels in here? Justin's
What?
No towels.
We got some paper towels.
All right, and I guess lastly, what's the thing that was mentioned, like it's on your site about your label? Is like, are you guys still with Trustkill?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no.
Oh, you know why? Because when we got
something?
Rob, what happened was the label broke the news before we.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we said Trustkill scooped us.
Okay.
And for some reason, people thought like they dropped us.
I wasn't sure what was happening.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, everything's cool. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So I guess we should be expecting like a new release sometime in.
Soon, yeah. Soon? Once after we're done touring this summer, we're gonna try to finally record and stuff. Okay. You know, it's hard to juggle. We keep getting offered tours, so it's like, you know.
And you're going back with AFI soon.
Yeah, AFI. Then we go to Europe and Madball and all this shit. So.
But insofar as material, right now we're about 6 months pregnant.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.